Senior economic officials from the U.S. and China are gearing up to finalize the agenda for this week's high-stakes summit in Beijing, but will do so here in Seoul. Meanwhile, the Chinese capital is under tight security as it prepares to host U.S. President Donald Trump. Our Chung Hye-lim has the details.
Chinese Vice Premier Lifeng and U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent are expected to hold talks in Seoul on Wednesday, a day before the U.S. China summit in Beijing. Lifeng arrived at Incheon International Airport on Tuesday, and Bessent is scheduled to arrive Wednesday after talks with Japanese officials in Tokyo. The talks in Seoul aim to bridge gaps on sensitive economic issues before the leaders meet, and to finalize the agenda on each country's priorities. Meanwhile, in Beijing, security has been reportedly tightened as police are stationed every 100 meters along major roads, and the Temple of Heaven has been closed to the public. The choice of the Temple of Heaven for this visit, rather than the Forbidden City where Trump visited during his first official visit to China in 2017, may be seen as a strategic shift. Experts say it suggests a focus on the two nations' role in managing the global order rather than a display of mutual hospitality. The summit is expected to hold much more than trade talks. As both nations seek to avoid a global energy crisis, the ongoing conflict in Iran and the threat to the Strait of Hormuz are set to dominate the discussions.
And China is one of the largest and most important economic relations Iran has. And of course, China is one of the most important players for the global economy. And a global recession, which would come from a prolonged closure of the Strait of Hormuz, would dramatically affect both China and the United States.
The summit will also cover sensitive issues including Russia, semiconductor supply chains, and the red line of Taiwan. President Trump signaled on Monday that he will not shy away from the topic, especially following Washington's record $100 billion weapons package for Taiwan's defense last December. Chung Hye-lim, Arirang News.